so I hope you're doing well. I hope you had a good Halloween. I'm excited for Christmas personally, so, but I did have a good Halloween. And that's kind of what this video is going to be about, how I spent my Halloween. So I know things are kind of scary right now, but I thought I'm going to distract myself by talking about something that makes me happy. So that's what I'm doing. So as you see by the title, I got to see Dan and Phil in Indianapolis. So that's what this video is going to be about. I should have vlogged the trip because we were gone for 3 days. That would have been fun to vlog. But I'm not used to vlogging anymore, so. But yeah, so I thought I'd break this video up into like a few different parts. So first I'm going to start with getting the tickets, which was a whole thing. It wasn't as bad as getting Taylor Swift tickets. I'm always going to compare everything to the Eras Tour to a certain extent, just like my experience at the Eras Tour. Even though this wasn't a concert, I just think that's, that's my comparison as far as like future events go, because getting tickets to the Eras Tour is nuts. So how did buying tickets go? So they announced that the tour got leaked, first of all, I learned. But after the tour got leaked, they had to announce it early. And once leading up to it, I was like, okay, I think it's a tour. Everyone thinks it's a tour. And I was so nervous because, like, getting tickets to Taylor Swift was very hard. Obviously, this is different than Taylor Swift, but, like, getting tickets to anything anymore is hard. I was so stressed out. And then the tour got announced. I was literally about to go into work at my old job, and I opened Instagram, and there it was, the tour poster. They announced it. And I was with my mom, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's a tour. I knew it was going to be a tour. And I was just very excited because I didn't get to go to any of their other tours, because when The Amazing Tour's Not a Fire happened, I wasn't watching them. Then Interactive Introverts happened, I decided to go to a Fall Out Boy concert instead of Interactive Introverts, which I don't regret, but it would have been cool to see them back then. And then Dan went on tour, I didn't get to go to that, so I was like, okay, I have to go to this. And, like, the days leading up to it, I've been talking to my cousin, because me and my cousin and my sister, we all go on trips together a lot, we'll go to concerts and things. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm worried it's going to be a tour, and I'm worried they're not going to go nowhere near here. And she's like, we're going. And when the tour was finally announced, we had two options, Akron or Indianapolis. We usually go to Ohio for things, but Akron is too far away for us, so we decided Indianapolis, which actually isn't that far away from us, but we just don't go there very often. So I thought that would be a fun trip, we don't go to, I've only been once, and that was for a concert when I was 19 or 18, I don't remember, it was in 2019, so I was 18. So I haven't been in a while, so I told her, I was like, listen, we have two options. She said Indianapolis. I'm like, okay, because she's driving, it's up to her. So that left us a week, basically. I think it was announced on like a Monday, I could be wrong, but it was basically a week in between the tour being announced and then tickets going on sale. And that was the most stressful week of my life, to be honest. Like, compared to just, sorry about the interruption, my dog wanted in here. So where was I? So there was about a week in between the tour being announced and tickets going on sale, and I was so stressed out this entire time because I knew they were probably going to do meet and greet tickets or some kind of VIP. I knew I wanted to get VIP, and I had never gotten anything like that before, and this is different than concerts. Concerts happen pretty regularly for most of the artists I listen to. For this, that's never happened, so I knew I wanted to get VIP. And I knew I wanted to go, even if I didn't get VIP, but, like, it was very important to me. So tickets go on sale. I was talking so much about this show and getting meet and greet tickets once I realized they were available. I thought I had all my ducks in a row. I got up just in case because we were warned some of the venues might list tickets for sale early. So I was up earlier than I needed to be. I put money in my account to buy tickets with, more than I needed, because I was only going to be me going. My sister and my cousin were going to take me, but they weren't going to go to the show. So more than enough for me to buy a ticket. And then I got up early and I sat on my computer and I waited. My ducks were not all in a row. They used Ticketmaster for this. Was not expecting that, because last time I'm pretty sure they did not use Ticketmaster. I don't know what they did for Dan's show, or what he decided to use, but for Interactive Introverts, they did not use Ticketmaster, I don't think. So I was not prepared for that. And if you haven't used Ticketmaster in a while, they log you out. So I go buy tickets, I'm logged out of Ticketmaster. So no VIP, which I'm still working on getting over just because I talked about it for like a week and then it didn't end up happening. I'm still dealing with that, but anyway, so I was like, okay, well, if I can't get that, I still want to get a good seat. So then I was like frazzled trying to get a good seat. So I was like, okay, I found a floor ticket. I bought $85. in the car, buy it. And then after everything was over, I was like, I want to see where my seat is, because I didn't remember where it was. So I looked at where my seat was, and it was kind of in the floor to the left, really far left on the floor, and I was like, I don't like where that is. Because it probably was a decent seat, but for this to be probably the only time I'm going to get to see them, because I don't think they're going to do this again, I was like, okay, I have some money left over in my ticket budget, because I budgeted a lot more than $85. I'm going to see if there's any seats left. I almost got silver VIP at some point, but it disappeared before I could put it in my cart because I was lingering too much. And then I was like trying to find a seat closer to the front, because I want a really good seat for this. And so I found one. It was one of the platinum tickets, which is when Ticketmaster finds a good seat that's left over and they raise the price. And it wasn't too bad. I think it was a little over $100. And I was like, I have a decent amount of money left over in my budget. I'm just going to buy this seat and I'm going to try to sell the other one. Because I wanted, like I said, I wanted a good seat. This may never happen again. So I bought an extra ticket. So that happened. So then I spent more money than I needed to on tickets to this show. And I'm glad I did, looking back, because my seat was great. But, so then I didn't put as much effort into selling the ticket as I needed to. Because I was just like, I'll put it back. I'll pay it back eventually. So, it's still, I never sold the extra ticket because they didn't allow resale, which was fine. But, and I didn't want to use Twitter to sell it. I hate Twitter, so I was like, okay, we'll deal with the fact that I lost money on this, which I would have lost money anyway because, you know, I paid money to go see it. But it's not really a business thing, you know what I mean? I just accepted the fact that, hey, I bought 2 tickets because I wanted a better seat. It was worth it to get the better seat, so I'm okay with that. So that was my ticket buying experience. This was not Ticketmaster's fault, unlike normally, and this was not Denfield's fault. This was my fault. So I didn't want to open this and be like, oh my gosh, I had a terrible time getting tickets to this show. It was everybody else's fault. No, this was my fault. Because I didn't think they were going to use Ticketmaster. And I didn't think to reset my password like I have to do every time I go to buy tickets to a concert. So that was part 1, was getting the ticket. But after everything settled down, I had my tickets. So that's good. So next we have the actual trip. So I also lost my job at some point. Not going to get into that. So I also had to save up for merch and like food and stuff without a job. And luckily the merch, I don't think the merch technically leaked. I think it was revealed on like their stories or something. But then once people were going to shows on like Reddit and Twitter, they were sharing merch prices. So that helped me out a lot so I could budget. So I knew all the merch I wanted to get. I wanted to get the tour shirt. I wanted to get the hat that said Dan and Phil are my dads. I wanted photo cards. I wanted a poster. I wanted a tote bag. I was going to spend all my money at the merch table because, again, this may never happen again. And I feel like with Dan and Phil merch, it's so hard to find certain things after they are released and then not released, like not made anymore. So like I have a pair of Dan and Phil Games pajama pants I'm about to grow out of. I am probably still going to keep them even when I grow out of them because I've never seen another pair listed for sale. So again, like I said, their merch is kind of hard to find. So it's like, I'm going all out at the merch table. I don't normally do that at concerts. I try to have some restraint, but for this, I'm going all out. So I will show you my merch haul later once we get to talking about the show. So that's fun. So I'm trying to think the actual trip. So we had a few things planned for the actual trip. We were like, we're going to a big city. We want to go to Build-A-Bear because we have not been in a couple years. Maybe like a year, I think. Going on a year. I'm not entirely sure. It's been a little bit since we've been to a Build-A-Bear. So we're like, we want to go to Build-A-Bear. We want to go shopping, even though it's kind of the same stores we have at home, just in a different place. We want to go shopping. You know, we want to look around. We want to see the city. Another thing about this trip that I should mention is that Taylor Swift was going to be here like a day or two after the show. So my show is October 30th. So we were like kind of bummed that like it's probably good we didn't get tickets to see Taylor Swift in Indianapolis, because even if we were going to be in Indianapolis for Dan and Phil a couple days before, we couldn't have stayed away from home that long because we have our dogs. So like it's probably good because then I couldn't have seen Dan and Phil if we got tickets to Taylor Swift. But it would have been cool to see them in the same week. Does that make sense? So there was so much like, we basically, what I'm trying to say is we got to see the Taylor Swift building. You know, the J.W. Marriott that they had a Taylor Swift mural on. We got to see that a couple times. We didn't get to take any good pictures with it, but we did get to see that. That's what I'm trying to get at. But so that was really fun. And then since it was the day before Halloween and it was basically what I was going to be doing for Halloween, I decided to dress up as Sister Daniel for my show. And I was like, I have to get that sexy nun costume. I have to get it. Spirit Halloween. So I bought it a little bit before the show, and I was like, I'm gonna wear it. I do not care what my family thinks about this, because this is for the bit. I'm doing it for the bit, first of all. And I was just so excited because they sold the exact same one, and I bought it, and it fit pretty. I had to size up, and then the armbands didn't fit, or the arm warmers, so I couldn't wear those, but it was really exciting. I will be inserting pictures of different things, like my costume, just pictures from the trip, so those will be here as I'm talking about these things. So that was my plan. Once I came up with that idea, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm a genius. Which other people have the same idea too. I think there are at least 5 other Sister Daniels there, but that just shows kind of a community thing, you know? It brings us all together. So, so that was the trip. So we weren't exactly sure what stuff we were going to do when. So, but we basically said, okay, we'll get to the hotel. We decided to go to Build-A-Bear day of. And I almost had a whole meltdown because, if you didn't know, I'm autistic. So meltdowns are a thing for me. So because I wanted the Hot Hugs teddy bear, the devil teddy bear, I wanted him so bad. And then he was sold out on the web, sold out in stores, so I thought, okay, if I can't find anything I want at Build-A-Bear, I'll just order him online after we go. Then he wasn't available on the website anymore. So I was in a Build-A-Bear, and I was like, do I make one for the trip, just grab one and get something to commemorate the trip, or do I just try to get Hot Hugs Teddy secondhand online and save my money? So, sorry about that, my dog was growling. So basically before we went, my sister and I would talk about like what bears we wanted to get. We did briefly mention Paulette the bunny, and they had plenty of her. So when we went, I was like, oh, I don't know what to get. I thought they had Hot Hugs Teddy. They had the giant one. It's like $98. I don't have room or money for that. And so I was like, okay, I can't get Hot Hugs Teddy. I was so excited when I thought they had him. I was like, listen, this is serious to me. But no, they didn't have him. So then, you know, they had Paulette. We thought they had Oogie Boogie, but they were out. They only had, like, ones that were pre-stuffed. So my sister couldn't get him. She ended up with a Paulette. I was ultimately maybe not going to get anything. They had the little version of, like, the pink frog. They had plenty of the green frog, which I have 2 of. They had the cute little mini beans. Like, they had a lot of cute stuff. I thought about just getting an outfit and then getting Hot Hugs Teddy later, but as I said, they do not make him anymore. He's probably, like, for Valentine's Day or Halloween or something like that. So I left Build-A-Bear. We were all about to go to a different store, but I was like, I saved money for this. I wanted to commemorate this trip with a stuffed animal. I know I'm going to need a comfort item after the show is over, because this is a big deal to me. So I went back to Build-A-Bear. Everyone else went on in the mall. I went back to Build-A-Bear. They were like, it's fine, just make up your mind. So I was like, I'm not having a meltdown in the middle of Castleton Mall over this. I am going back to the stinking Build-A-Bear, and I'm making a stinking bunny. So I decided on Paulette the bunny. I also got this rainbow tutu for her. I didn't name her Paulette, though. I named her Tabitha, because I was like, I want to get a stuffed animal and name it something Dan and Phil themed to commemorate the trip. So I was like, okay, Tabitha, because, you know, that's Dill's wife. So I was like, okay, that's cute. She's cotton candy scented, which I love. I almost got her a plaid shirt to, like, channel Phil, but it was, like, blue, and I don't think he's ever worn, like, a blue plaid shirt, and I didn't like it that much, but I loved the tutu, so I got that. And, of course, I got the little cub condo and everything. So that is my Build-A-Bear. But I think so that's enough about the Build-A-Bear. It was just a fun little tidbit, but that I ended up talking about for way too long. So, I'm going to talk about the show now. The show was amazing. I kind of forget the order things happened in. This will have, like, slight spoilers. So, I don't fully remember what order the show was in. So, I get to the building. We try to go through the parking garage, but we explain to them that, hey, we don't need to park. I'm getting dropped off. Where can I get dropped off at? They instructed us to where to go to the building. Klaus Maruha was very nice, by the way. And the people working were very nice. So I go and get in line. Line wasn't too long. I talked to somebody, handed out friendship bracelets I made. It was really nice. Saw a bunch of other Sister Daniels. Saw some people I went to school with. That was weird. But luckily it wasn't anybody I had any bad experiences with, but one of them was the ex of someone I did have a bad experience with at school, so that was interesting. Wasn't too triggering, thank goodness. And then, and my concern is the merch, because when I went to see Taylor Swift, all the shirts sold out. I was able to get like a tote bag, a water bottle, and a CD, but everything else pretty much sold out. So I was worried about some of the merch selling out, and this merch line was pretty long. So I get in, they scan my ticket. She asked if I had anyone else coming with me because she saw I had 2 tickets. I was like, no, I accidentally bought 2 tickets, which was kind of true. I guess not. I guess it wasn't an accident, but I just said that. So then I try to figure out what the merch line is, because that's what's most important to me. I don't care about the drinks or the food or anything, because I don't care about that. So I finally get in the merch line. Oh, it's so long. This merch line is so long. I'm like, okay, so prepare myself for some of the things not being there when I get there. I was hoping for at least the poster and the photo cards, because I don't wear shirts, like I don't wear graphic tees that much anymore. I'm just going through a phase. And then I run into my friend. Her name is Abby. Shout out to Abby if you're watching this. But I run into her, so I kind of lose my spot in the merch. I feel like I don't care, that's my friend, I want to hang out with her. So we got to say hi. She talked about, we talked about the show and how excited we are. I told her I ran into people from school, so it was nice to catch up with her. And then I get in the merch line, and so luckily they had a decent amount of stuff left, but they did sell out of some things, so I was not able to get everything that I wanted. What I wanted, like I said, I wanted the tote bag, one of the shirts, the Danafil and my dad's hat, photo cards, and a poster. So they didn't have tote bags or hats, which sucked. I think they had one of the hats left, but I didn't want that one. I wanted the Danafil or my dad's hat. So I was like, okay, can't get a hat. I had kind of been thinking about getting the Danafil Made Me Gay t-shirt, but I knew I wouldn't wear it around the house very much. But I wanted it, and since I had the extra money, I was like, get the shirt. You're never going to find this again after the show. Maybe they'll put the merch online one day like they did with the last tour, but just in case. So I said, okay, give me the tour shirt. Give me the Danafil Made Me Gay shirt. Give me the photo cards and the posters. So I got that stuff. I have most of the stuff that I wanted. So, and I had extra money after this because, again, I didn't have everything, which was nice because for the rest of the trip I had extra money. For like food and stuff. So I get my merch. Next, the bathroom, because I'm not missing a second of this show. So I find the bathroom line, which was not very long, thank God. And I, go in there, have to set my merch on the floor, unfortunately, which is not sanitary. Hopefully I washed the shirts. I did wash the shirts when I got home. And then I had to wash my hands, which was a predicament. They had bathroom attendants, like people keeping everyone in check and in a line if there needed to be a line. So I went over to this lady. I was like, hey, can you hold this stuff? And she was like, yeah, I can hold it. I'm like, okay, thank you. So she held it while I washed my hands. She was very nice. So then I go find my seat. I had my Ticketmaster open in preparation because I worried they would want to see my seat. But they didn't really need to scan it or anything. They just showed me where it is. So I get in here onto the floor. Luckily there was no line by the time I got out of the bathroom and went to see, how to get to my seat. I'm starting to get excited because I'm reliving it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. But so I get to the floor and so I was in row F. So as I keep going down the alphabet backwards to see where my seat is. I realize how close to the stage I am getting, I wasn't the closest ever to the stage because that's where all the VIP ones were. But I was pretty damn close to the stage. I was closer than I ever thought I'd get to seeing these guys. I was worried, any seat I got would have been a good show, but I really wanted floor seats. So, I was pretty, it was a really good seat. I remember before the show, I went to, find your seat, and I looked at it, and it was, a similar seat to mine. I was like, man, that's gonna be great. And, just the closer I get, as the alphabet went backwards, I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be a great show. I have great seats. So, and then I sit down, and then there's a person next to me. We kind of chit-chatted throughout the show. I kept accidentally hitting her with my poster and, apologizing and stuff. I felt so bad. I was so awkward. So, and then they played so many great songs during, I wouldn't call it an intermission, but, just in the pre-show. So they played, So Long London by Taylor Swift. I don't know why they picked that song, probably because it sings about London, which I thought was cool, because, it's a current Taylor Swift song, but also it's, a deep cut. It's not a single. Then they played Hot to Go by Chapel Roan, and they played Heartbreak Feels So Good by Fall Out Boy, which is cool to see a Fall Out Boy song on there. they played This Is Why by Paramore. Those are the ones I made note of. I was posting on my Snapchat story this entire time, like, the songs. I was updating each of the songs I knew. So that was really fun. Pre-show was really fun, just, you know, not like the pre-show Q&A, I didn't get that, but like just hanging out before the show, and everyone got up and did the hot to go dance. It was so fun. So then the show started, and oh my gosh, it was unreal, you guys. Like, I didn't think I'd ever see these guys in person, and now I did. And so the show starts, you know, like with an introduction to the show, and then they're like, there's people here who don't know who we are. Let's do a brief intro into Dan and Phil. So they had little cardboard box dioramas and dolls to show off the different apartments and the different steps in their career, which was so funny because it was nice to like look back on everything, which I wasn't here since the beginning, but I've been here since like 2017, so it's been almost 10 years since I started watching Dan and Phil. So it's like, it's just so exciting. And then I forget what happens next. I think it was the role model or no model, which is like, you know, who could have they have been? Who are they now? Who's better, you know? Like, it was like a game show, which was very interesting because it is crazy, like, oh, Dan could have been a lawyer, Phil could have been a linguist, or whatever it's called. So that was a very fun little bit. It reminded me of like, it kind of reminded me of Interactive Introverts a little bit, which was really cool because I have the DVD, I watch it relatively often. Like, it was just cool to get similar vibes to that. I forget what happens after that. I really don't, I like blacked out half of this show. That's terrible. But I'm trying to think, I guess I can tell you my favorite parts of it. I love the part where they're talking about like, ooh, what should we do that all the popular YouTubers are doing? And then they just have a full-on fake boxing match, which was so funny. And then Phil had that silicone torso on. That was so funny. And they ran into like they ran off the stage and not into the crowd, but like around the seats, like, and into the lobby. They had a guy with a camera following them. So that was crazy watching that happen, because that means that, you know, they got pretty close. That was crazy. So I was not expecting that. The show was so funny. Then of course they had a musical number. Dan started on ukulele and that turned into a boy band thing, which I think is like kind of like a K-pop reference, but also like the photo cards are like a K-pop reference, which I loved. Then the musical number ended the show, which was really nice. I love the bit where Phil kept going to that mic in the corner and saying hiatus, because it's such a scary word to us now. And it was really funny. I love the moments when like the show was not much going on and they were just having a chat with us, because there was a moment where Dan was just having a chat and then Phil just having a chat. And it was just so nice to just sit and have a chat. You know, like we weren't talking to them, they were talking to us, but that was really nice. Oh my gosh, my favorite part of the show was the confessions with Sister Daniel and Father Philip. I was not, I kind of got it spoiled for me by the girl next to me, because she said, oh, something about like, it's me in the flesh or something like that, because I was dressed like Sister Daniel. But I didn't understand what she meant, and then Sister Daniel walks out, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we get to see it in person. And then we had Father Philip, and it was so great. I did submit some confessions, because before the show they had a QR code where you could submit confessions. None of mine got picked for the show, which is fine because they were kind of embarrassing. But that was so funny. I loved that bit, mostly because of Sister Daniel. Sorry about that, my camera shut off. It has like a timer for some reason. But yeah, if you were on the fence about seeing this show, please see this show. It's so good. So now I will show you my merch haul. I probably talked about how it was leaving the show. So it wasn't too crazy leaving the show. It was pretty crowded. They had, there's probably a crazy bathroom line, but I didn't have to worry about that. I didn't get food or drink or anything. So then I just kind of had benches and stuff. They're pretty much out of merch. All they had left was t-shirts. So I was like, I'm glad I went before. That's why I always go before. Even though it's annoying to have to hold stuff during the show. So since like it was dark and for my own safety, I stayed in the venue until my cousin was close to the venue. And then luckily they had lots of well-lit areas outside the venue, so I just stayed in one of those, and there were people around me, so like if something bad happened there would have been witnesses, but luckily nothing bad happened. I'm not used to being in the city, so I'm always worried something's bad is gonna happen in the city, so I'm like, okay. So it was on a campus, so I was outside of this other like hall or something like that, like an art center, and there was a sign, and it was just harder because we've never been there before, like navigating, seeing where we are. It's hard to see where you are when it's dark, when you don't know where you are. So it took my cousin a little bit to find me, and I was a little bit worried I was gonna be stuck there. But luckily she found me. Everything was okay. I got home, so it wasn't too bad getting out of the show, but I was terrified because when we went to see Taylor Swift, there were 70,000 people leaving that stadium, and we used this system called Tank Bus, and we knew, like, Tank Bus dropped us off when we made it to the venue before the show. We did not know how to get back to the Tank Buses after the show. They didn't really explain that to us. So that was freaking scary. So, this was not as scary, so that was great. I know it's completely different than a Taylor Swift show, but that's what I compare everything to now, is the Taylor Swift show, so yeah. So that was my experience at the show. Now, I will give you a merch haul, but that means I have to go get all of the merch and show you, so I will be right back. So here's my merch haul. This is everything because the poster is on my ceiling, so I'll just have to insert a picture of it on my ceiling. So, the first thing I got was the tour shirt, because I wanted something with the tour dates on the back. So it has Dan and Phil and then Terrible Influence and the colors. It's really cool. And then, you know, it has the tour dates on the back and some little logos. Excuse me, it's covered in dog hair because we have animals, so. But yeah, it's really cool. I just got in a medium. They're definitely like Hot Topic shirts, but they're like kind of long and slim. So they're definitely a little bit fitted, but I got medium because I go between wanting baggy shirts and fitted shirts, so I thought for like this I'll get a fitted shirt. So the next shirt I got, I wasn't sure I was going to get, but then I had extra money and I thought, why not? It's hilarious. But it's this one. I already talked about this one. It says, Dan and Phil made me gay, and all I got was this lousy t-shirt. I don't know if I'm going to wear it that much because it's white and I don't want to ruin it, but I had to get it for the meme, so I have it. I have this in my possession now. So then I wanted the friendship bracelets. That was another thing I wanted, was the friendship bracelets, and I did not have any left. But I did make some of my own before the show. I need to make one that says Dan and Phil with a little heart like they made. Luckily we have plenty of beads, so. But I did make several different bracelets. For me, I kept 2 of them. I made one that says Norman in like blue colors, and then I made one that says Tit in the tour colors. So I have those. And then when I was there, another sister Daniel gave me this. It also says Tit. So that's fun. And then I got a pack of the photo cards. I should have gotten 2 of these because now I probably won't be able to get any more. But I got a pack of the photo cards. I'm keeping the little container to put them in. I don't know what to do with these because I don't have a phone case where I can put them in the back. And I don't know what to do with these, but they're really cute. Like, I love this one because I think this has like their university hoodies on. There's Phil. There's another Phil. There's Dan. They look so cute. And then here's one where Phil's flipping you off and Dan's laughing at me. So that's humiliating, but in a funny way. So I like them a lot. And they're like shiny on the back. I don't think I got any special ones. So that's a bummer. But I got some cute ones. So that's fun. And then, like I said, poster. Here's a picture of the poster. So that's my merch haul. Oh, and I brought my Dan and Phil plushies and I put them in the hotel window and took a picture. Isn't that cute? I forgot to mention that. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you went to Terrible Influence Tour, let me know. Tell me about it. Also, I'll put my last video in the description. I made a video about my favorite horror franchises. Please show it some love. It was very fun to talk about. I might make more videos like that next Halloween or just in the middle of the year, whatever. But yeah, I'm excited for Christmas. I have a lot of Christmas video ideas. So, well, I have one, but hopefully it turns into more. So, thanks for watching and stay safe. I know things are scary right now, but it will be okay. I promise. I can't promise anything, but you know what I mean. It'll be fine.